December 5th, live at the Hard Rock on the Zone. Multiple people, fans. Everybody's going to see a great show, regardless, from the top of the card to the bottom. Not only going to be mine and HD's fight. It's going to be a stacked card. Every single fight on that card is amazing. Tune in if you guys can get tickets, which is pretty much sold out. Still try to get some tickets because this is not one you guys are going to want to miss. HD, I'll see you December 5th, and we already know. Both me and him both know we're going to put on a show.
What's up, fight fans? Chris here, Combat Loop MMA. I have an up-and-coming fighter, December 5th. We're at Hollywood Casino, probably the biggest card of the year for BKFC. What's going on, Ramiro Figueroa? How's it going?
Going good. I'm out here in Miami just training, tuning up a few more tools, and we're getting ready for December 5th.
How have you been feeling, and how excited are you getting? The closer it gets, the more excited I'm getting. Bro, we're like 14 days away, right? It's 14 days?
Something like that. Can't come sooner. I'm excited for you. I'm ready for it.
When we talk, bro, it's like I tell everybody, it's like you sign the contract and you're ready to go right then and there. It's like, what are we talking about and doing it? So let's get into it. I usually start by asking you how you got into fighting. This one, I'm going to ask how fight camp's been. How has everything gone from camp? I know we train over in Colorado, so we talk about the secret powers that training in elevation. How was everything for fight camp? Do you feel like you checked all the boxes going into this fight?
Yeah, most definitely. Camp is going great. I've been wanting to do another bare knuckle fight for a while now. It's just, they've been pushing me back. Supposed to fight on a couple bare knuckle cards, never just got a contract. I took a couple boxing matches in between, so I'm always staying busy. However, we knew about the HD fight a little bit ahead of time. It was always just up in the air. It was never really this is gonna happen. We just signed the contract a couple weeks ago, and ever since we signed that contract, we've been pushing camp a little harder. I'm out here training in his hometown right now just to get used to the the air, the atmosphere, seeing how things work. I go back to my hometown tomorrow to finish my last hard week of camp. This is great, man. I met HD about a year and a half ago, and I just thought in my head, like, one day I'm gonna get to fight this guy, and I was looking from an idol perspective, right? Like, damn, this guy's like, I look up to this guy. He's doing this, and I want to do that one day. He's fighting all the top guys, and that's always how I've been. And so the second they offered me this fight, I was like, let's do it. Like, win, lose or draw, I'm fighting the best in the world, and I'm
Yeah.
excited. This is what I'm here for. This is what I get paid to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to his backyard and I'm gonna, do my best and come out victorious, God willingly.
Yeah, man, it's a challenge for you. And we know if you can get into HD, you fight and you have a great fight against HD, you're already going to be up in that plateau in the top five. HD is a top five fighter. He's one of the best inside the division. One of the guys I think is always going to be in that top five. So, man, you have a great battle. You beat HD, and you're right there. But let me ask you this: since I like to kind of know the origin story about you, dude. How did you get into fighting? It's probably an interesting story. Some people have some really cool stories. Some are like, hey, dude, I was like 36 years old and I just started boxing. I was good at it.
Yeah, so I was young. I don't know, maybe like 9, 10. This guy's still my best friend till this day. He just came from California and we clicked it right away. But I was always getting in trouble in school. Always getting in fights. Ditching school, and me and my mom and his mom went to some gathering together, and she was like, "Oh, you should try boxing. It's once a week class." And I tried it, and I started whooping on people. I was scared at first, actually. I didn't spar for like the first month, but the first time I put the gloves on and I sparred somebody, I actually did pretty good. And the coach was like, "Hey, man, like you're only coming once a week. If you came more than once, I think we could see some potential." And I took my first fight at Golden Gloves. I got TKO'd in the second round, and I honestly just I don't know what it was about it. I just kept going and going, and anytime I would get in trouble in school, my mom would be like, "I'm gonna take boxing away from you," and then that's what kept me going. I used to be the weird kid. I would have a clear backpack with a whole bunch of boxing stuff in school, and I would always right after school I would catch a bus because I couldn't get to the gym. My mom was always working, and I couldn't really get to the gym, so I would catch the bus. It was always a 3 hour bus ride after school, and I pretty much lived there. I would stay the night there sometimes. I even got a job there at one point, and pretty much just history since. I think I had 68 amateur fights.
Yeah, it was
I
it's
had
a ton of them, dude. You have a
yeah.
ton of amateur fights.
Yeah, four semi pros and then turned pro. I think I got 10 professional, 10 or I think I even have 13. Not too many to count really. I don't really be counting my matches, but yeah, just history since, just stuck with me and, no matter what, I don't think it's ever gonna leave.
No, hey, listen, I deal with a lot of like amateur fighters. Can you speak to the terms of fighting a lot of amateur fights before you go pro? And when did you know that was the right step for you to go pro?
Um, I feel like everybody know, like that when you go pro. I mean, I have a guy in my gym where like he had no amateur experience, but like he hits hard. He just has a natural style in him, and I'm like, honestly, he could go pro right away. I have a couple of those guys in my gym, and then I also have a couple where I'm like, bro, you need more amateur fights.
Yeah,
I don't think it's we have the right to tell a fighter when they go pro. You gotta feel it.
yeah.
And me, honestly, when I went pro. I had this mentality that like it was like I want to fight the best in the world. I fought a dude that everybody was scared to fight. He was like 4-0, 4 KOs, and I beat the shit out of him. But they gave it to him. That's when I found out B side, A side.
Oh
You
yeah.
you fight their guys on their promotion. You're more likely gonna lose if you don't knock him out.
If
So
you
I
don't beat,
fought.
if you don't put a beating on them,
Yeah,
then yeah, you
and
got to put a straight up beating. I was
yeah,
there. Yeah, it's like that. I was at a rival fight league last night, and there was really fair. I thought out of that, I was very sitting back, and I saw some of the home team actually lost some fights. I'm like, all right, well, we're doing it fair, but it's not all the time that you get to see it.
hmm
But let me ask you how the transition's been because bare knuckle is a little bit different sport than boxing. How
oh
has the
yeah.
transition been? Now, MMA guys say that the transition from glove to hand is a little different. Some of the boxing guys are like, bro, it's the exact same. I really like it. I want to know how you feel coming with almost damn near 100 fights.
Yeah, it's way different. I mean, the ones that are gonna say stuff like that are the people that really don't do it. The ones that are like, "Oh, it's just the same, just throw punches." No, it's way harder. You got to change things up. With boxing, you could catch some shots and get away with a couple of them not going through. The boxing, if you or the bare knuckle, if you have your hand up and you get punched in the hand, everything hurts. It's bare knuckle. Like
Yeah,
you get punched in the shoulder. Like people that like to do the shoulder roll in boxing, right? You fucking take one to the shoulder, you shoulder it off, you fucking pretty much do this. In bare knuckle, you get hit in the shoulder with the fucking bare knuckle, like your shoulder might fucking give out on you, right?
yeah, oh
Um,
yeah.
you definitely don't want to get hit. It's I personally, when I went to my first bare knuckle fight, it was when who was it? I think it was the Juggernaut fought fucking what's his name? Uh, who did he fight? I don't know. It was in my hometown in Denver. And he fought, and I have a video, and I was being recorded, and they're like, "Would you ever do this shit?" And I was like, "Hell no, this is fucking crazy." And then
Look at you now.
tryouts came, and I was like, "I'm gonna just try it." I'm like, "There's gonna be a whole bunch of street fighters that show up to the tryouts, whole bunch of random bare knuckle dudes, MMA guys, and I'm gonna just beat the shit out of them." And I did it. And Nate Shook and all of them were there, and they gave me the number one spot and they gave me that contract, and I was like, you know what, I'll fight. I'll do one, and then I'm done. And then I did that one, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like this. I like the clout I was getting from it. Okay, I'll do one more. And then with those two fights, I was a top five contender. I think I was ranked number four
Yeah,
in BKFC. And then I was like, you know what, like if they, I realized it wasn't really like A side, B side in BKFC because if you get
no,
beat up, you get beat up. I
yeah.
was an A side in the Nebraska card, and I got beat. And that's kind of when I'm like, I like this shit. Like it's if I lose, I'm gonna lose, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this fight just clearly you've already been there in the top five, but I'm telling you, HD is a top five fighter.
Oh, HD knocked out the guy that beat me. So that's what's motivating me right now is like I wanted to push for the fight with the guy that beat me because it was a close fight. Like I think on the punch count, I threw more punches, I landed more punches, and he even missed more punches. The only thing was the damages. Like everything he got me with would cut me, slice me, and it made it look way worse than what it was. But on the scorecards, everything was like head to head. So
Yeah.
like but HD knocked out the guy that beat me that I fought
Oh
for
yeah.
5 rounds and he did it in 1 round. So honestly, that gives me a motivation where it's like what if I could fight this guy and do better and win instead of fighting the guy that beat me, that's a win itself, right?
A hundred percent. So you
And
think
and not only that, but this guy has been a title contender more than once, I believe, right? He
yeah, he's
fought
been at the top
Palomino,
echelon
like
for a while.
yeah, he everybody's known who he is. Like it's not one of those fights where it's like he might win. You know, it's one of those fights where it's like it's literally half and half. He's also a boxer. You know, we have a similar background. Like this is gonna be a boxing match, but with bare knuckle, right? Like
It
it's
might be the fight of the night, my man. I'm just
oh,
telling you. I've
oh
already
yeah,
kind of looking forward to the card and looking at card stuff, and like there's a couple on this card that I'm like, this is going to be fireworks for sure. And this
yeah.
is one of the cards I am. How important to you is this come December 5th? How important is this fight to you?
Oh man, it's everything. It's the world to me. You know, I've been training my whole life to be able to fight on a platform like this. You know, I with every single fight, I feel like I moved up. You know, like I went from fighting at the local stadiums or the local like places that you can rent out to fighting in my first big home stadium, which was the Denver Coliseum, which is like every single state has their own like where like the football players play and all that. You know, and everybody's like, I want to fight there, right? Um, so like I fought at the big stadium by my house, and that was the accomplishment alone, just to fight on TV alone, like on Triller TV and all that. And this is just another thing that I feel like I've earned, and it's like I'm fighting on DAZN now. This is my first time fighting on DAZN. This is what
At
every
a
fighter.
sold out arena, bro. This place is going
Hmm.
to be. Have you ever been in Hollywood? Have
Oh
you seen?
yeah, oh yeah. The last time
Oh my
I was walking, I was like, "Is that little pump?" I was like, "What the fuck?" There was so
man.
many. Shaq was there. Like I've been to almost. I think I went to three bare knuckle fights out there.
It's
Um,
wild. It is the
my
best. I think it's the best venue
oh
for
yeah, and
me.
it
For me, dude, I don't get the best seats in the world. I'm a media member, so like I'll get up in the. I'm up not all the way with you guys, thugging it down in the bottom, but that's still like they put me in. They make me feel really really awesome, and I get to talk to you guys. So like I know how important this one is. This is like the showcase of the showcase for you. Like this
yeah,
is one that you go put a show on for the boss. And
yeah.
buddy, I'm telling you, you're gonna be
Hmm.
you're right there. Now
Yeah.
let me ask you like what are your goals for 2026? Because this year's about over. When we get done with this one, it's it. I mean, you could have a fast turnover and you can go, but I want to know what goals you have set for yourself in 2026. I want to know, is there something in particular you're going to be shooting for?
Yeah, so last year my goal was, I got asked this question, was to be in the top five. I made it in the top five. However, with the inconsistency of me fighting again, I my ranking got taken off. My goal is to be back in the top five, which I don't see it like being hard, but I do want to be, instead of just being in the top five, I want to be a top five plus ran for the title, right? Like being a contender to fight for the title. Pretty much like HD, right? Like you get an opportunity. If something happens, you're next in line to fight for that title. And honestly, with everything, the way everything is going, I fight HD in 2 weeks from now. It will happen. Like I said, HD they're already talking about HD going back down. The reason why I'm fighting him at 150, I was gonna fight at 55, but the reason why I'm fighting him at 150 is because he's getting ready to go back down and call out Kai Stewart again. If it doesn't,
Yeah,
if he were to win, I think they're gonna make it happen.
I
And
just oh man, I want to see. I just don't want to see HD fight Kai. I think that Pelosi is going to do that one, but I think HD has so many different. Think he has so many different options. But you, bro, you have so many different options to do too with that man. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, you're going to be right in that echelon. Well, I can ask you a question from looking at HD and all your boxing skills. Is there anything that you think you can exploit from him? I don't want you to give any secrets out, but do you think there are going to be chinks in his armor that he has because he has fought so many different people. You think
oh
that you
yeah,
have something that you can break down that
I
no one
I
else has really been able to?
yes, I think it's literally a 50-50 because yes, he has way more bare knuckle fights than me, but then I have way more boxing matches than him. We have almost about the exact same amount of fights with two different sports. I do believe we all have, we've all, I know, from his interviews, from me looking up to him, I still look up to him to this day. Like, I'm excited to fight him because who he is. I'm not one of those guys that's like, I'm gonna hate on him because I'm fighting him. No, I got
Yeah.
much respect to him. And, I know what part of Miami he's from, or, from where he's from, how he grew up a little bit. And, I know there was street fights, but where I'm from too, I fought in the street as well. So I honestly think, I think we have a similar background, but watching his fights, I think it's going to be a 50-50. Like, I see
You
some
think
things
it's gonna
that
be a
could,
dog fight?
yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, I think it's going to be a chess match and then it's going to turn into a dog fight. Because, like I said, we both have almost the exact same, not the exact same, we all have our different styles, but for sure, the experience wise and the way we know how to adapt, we don't just have one style. Like, if I'm doing southpaw and something's just not working, guess what? I'm gonna switch to orthodox. He's the same way. If he's dominating southpaw, he's gonna stay southpaw. But if he just can't get it, he's gonna switch. You know, we have different tools that we're gonna utilize, and like I said, it's gonna be a chess match. And I believe towards the later of the fight, it's gonna become a dog fight.
Yeah, once someone gets hurt, someone's going to go crazy.
Hmm.
It's going to go hammer
Exactly.
time. Well,
Exactly.
dude, I'm going to be honest with you now. I'm going to give you time for your sponsors, for the people that have helped you. We love giving back. That's part of this thing is helping you and give back to those people that have helped you get to where you're at, dude.
Most definitely. First and foremost, just my family, my girlfriend, my coach Emiliano Solano, everybody that supported me, all my sponsors. I have a lot of them, so I'm not gonna name them all, but they know who they are. Just you know, everything matters from people, from fans, just sending me text messages while I'm out here training. And they're like, "Good luck," you know. All that helps me in camp because sometimes, well, not sometimes. Like there's times where I'm in this sport and I'm going for a jog and I'm exhausted and I'm like, you know, this sport is literally one of the loneliest sports in the world. You know, you're doing stuff by yourself. You're waking up early. You're running late at night. You know, you're taking hot baths at night to lose weight when nobody's around. Like, you know, everybody's sleeping, everybody's eating. You know, you go to family parties. You know, it's like you really battle this alone. And sometimes those small messages, like, hey, you know, you're doing good. I'm proud of you. Like I said, I don't gotta prove anything to anybody. But December 5th, you know, win, lose or draw. I made a post about this yesterday. Win, lose or draw, I've won in life already. I've got things that I want. I got two houses. I got a car. Like I got everything that I need in life. You know, I got a supporter. I got my family. I got my girl. Like I've already won in life, you know. Like I said, if I go out to this fight and I get injured and I lose whatever, which is not gonna happen, right? But if it ever came down to that, I've already won. You know, I fought on
Yeah,
the biggest platform in life, and like I said, he can't take nothing away from me. You
yeah.
know, and I'm grateful for it all.
Yeah, I'll tell you this that I have a son and I am the baddest motherfucker when I come inside the house every single day. I've got the championship belt. I got God on my side, man. So I got so many different things in my life, and that's what it is in life. You know, you got your family, your friends. It takes a village to kind of get where you're at. You're very well spoken. I don't know what the hell you've been doing to be that well spoken, to be smart, but you're a very smart person. So I wonder what all you could have done in life too, besides just being a fighter, dude. You probably got a lot of other skills and crafts and talent. So it's really cool to meet the fighters and get to see where they're at. You're an inspiration, dude. Whether you believe it or not, there's a lot of people that look up to you. So, you know, I know from talking to a lot of different fighters, they get down on themselves. Bro, you made a right decision. Like you're in there, people looking up to you, inspiring people. So you're doing the right things, man. You're in the right spot and you get the platform to be a champion. You always can use that platform to do good or you can do bad. And you already chosen to do good. And you're, you're awesome, dude, man. So I'm happy to be your fan and happy to
Thank
be
you.
a
Thank
big supporter of yours. Now, I'm going to tell you after that, the fans love this part. Me, sometimes I don't always like it, dude, especially going against a guy with 100 fucking fights. It's not always fun. But in this, we call this pretender versus contender. And this, I come out, we give a little spar. I don't know when we'll get to do it, but sometimes I love to spar you, a little martial arts combat, you know?
Let's do it. I mean, I'm always up for a challenge regardless. You know, I love it. I love it.
I'll
Let's
give you a
do
little
it.
funky. I'll give you a little funky style, dude. Coming from a little bit of taekwondo, I move a little different. So we'll see. We'll see if I can give you a little challenge with the movement. But I'm pretty sure, but being in boxing gyms for 100 fights, that you've probably seen every single style that's coming at you. But you've seen the MVP style, right? The hands at the waist, jumping around
Yeah.
like a fool.
Oh, that's
I can get down a little bit,
okay.
so I can
Hey,
move.
and sometimes when you spar people with different styles, it'll throw your whole game off. Like I've sparred people in the gym where I'm like they're not that good, but like it'll throw me off and it'll make me fight at their level, and then I'm like, fuck, what the fuck just happened?
I
So
change
yeah.
speeds and
Hmm.
tempos and I go left to right and I can do anything. I'm a dangerous person with my feet too. So that's the difference because when you punch me, you know what I'm going to do? I want to grab that fucking leg and I want to grab you and take you to the ground. I don't want nothing to do with that bare knuckle to this face. This is how I make my money anymore. I can't ruin it. This is the only thing. And I can't take too much brain damage anymore either. Well, dude,
Okay.
we're all very, very excited for December 5th. What I am going to do is I'm going to let you leave a message. You can leave it to HD or the fans. I want to know what's coming December 5th Hollywood Casino, baby, we are ready for you. What's going down?
December 5th, live at the Hard Rock on the Zone. Multiple people, fans, everybody's going to see a great show regardless from the top of the card to the bottom. Not only going to be mine and HD's fight. It's going to be a stacked card. Every single fight on that card is amazing. Tune in if you guys can get tickets, which is pretty much sold out. Still try to get some tickets because this is not one you guys are going to want to miss. HD, I'll see you December 5th, and we already know, both me and him both know we're going to put on a show. So that's all the talking I got to do. I'll let you guys see my skills on December 5th.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys are looking at possibly one of the fight of the night winners. I think this is going to be one of the fight of the nights, guys. Pay attention, stay close. I appreciate your time. God bless you. Thank you, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going.